The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.
This show is funded mostly by individual memberships like the one you can get at davidpakman.com/membership. We're getting into the last days of April. It would be fantastic, Louis, to get a good push going through the end of the month. We do have that very big announcement that I've mentioned coming soon. And really, we're to continue doing what we've been doing, Louis, and what we plan to continue doing. Does that make any sense? Let's back up. We have been growing, and to continue growing, we are going to need more membership support, and I can't thank everybody who's already signed up enough, but please do go to davidpakman.com/membership and become a member. And that big announcement is days away, I would predict.
Hopefully.
Big announcement.
It is pretty big. I know
Huge.
We've been, dangling it in front of people for several weeks now, but it is coming.
It really is. An infected cow has been found in California that's been infected with mad cow disease. This was a cow carcass that had already passed away. A senior manager with a California rendering company said that a cow at its Hanford, California transfer station tested positive for mad cow disease. Now, Dennis Lucky is executive vice president at Baker Commodities in LA. He told the AP that the disease was discovered after workers selected the cow for random sampling. That's what's particularly concerning, that this was a random sample. There was no evidence that this cow was sick. So we really don't know how many cows that don't get tested may have mad cow disease that do go into the food cycle.
Of course, no surprise there. I was watching one story. This has been covered on basically every media outlet, and I don't remember who was talking, but it was someone who was saying that this is an isolated incident and that there's no reason to believe any other cows are infected.
Really? What are the odds the one you randomly test has it?
Really? Well, in my opinion, there's no reason to believe that any other cows are not infected.
Yeah, this is the one that's been tested.
Right. So...
Mad cow disease is a fatal neurodegenerative disease in cattle that causes a spongy degeneration in the brain and spinal cord. The tricky thing about it is it has a very long incubation period, about 30 months to 8 years, and it usually affects adult cattle at a peak age onset of about 4 to 5 years. All breeds are equally susceptible, and in the US, or rather in the UK, which is the country most affected by mad cow, more than 180,000 cattle have been infected, and 4.4 million have been slaughtered during this eradication program to try to stem spread of the disease, which is incredible.
Now, is this something that is killed off when the meat is cooked?
Is mad cow killed off when the meat is cooked? I don't believe so. I think the way mad cow works is that, that's a good question, actually. Natan, is it killed off when the meat is cooked?
I really don't know. We should look that up. That's a key point.
Give me a second.
See if you can look that up. I'll tell you more about the number of cases.
I think it has to do with the cow not surviving and just not being able to get a healthy cow to live to the point of slaughter than it being a question after the fact. But maybe I'm wrong.
No, I think you're right. And the first case in North America was in December of 1993 from Alberta, Canada. And when people say, well, do humans get mad cow? Mad cow in cattle seems to cause Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease in humans. And there is really no generally accepted treatment of CJD as it's known. The disease is eventually fatal. Research continues. There's this experimental teenager which was given to a Northern Irish teenager, and his name's Jonathan Sims.
There's an experimental teenager that was given to the teenager?
An experimental treatment that was given to a teenager. And the medication is called pentosan polysulfate. It's used to treat interstitial cystitis typically. It was infused into the patient's lateral ventricle in the brain. It didn't actually stop the disease from progressing, but it was able to at least slow it down, even though brain tissue was continued to be lost. So right now it is fatal for humans if they do contract mad cow disease or what becomes CJD in humans.
And apparently you cannot cook off this protein.
Okay.
It can withstand incredibly high temperatures.
There's a clinical trial.
One thing, I just wanted to point out one thing. I just saw on the news feed on BBC News that South Korea is blocking U.S. beef imports due to this. So it's having an immediate effect.
Interesting.
Crazy.
If you were saying it was North Korea blocking it, I would say, I thought we cut off food aid to them already.
No, we'll probably be sending them the tainted meat.
Yeah, somehow I don't think so. University of California, San Francisco is running a treatment trial for sporadic CJD using quinacrine, which is a medicine originally created for malaria. And pilot studies show quinacrine permanently cleared abnormal prion proteins from cell cultures, but results haven't yet been published in a clinical study. So there is some hope out there. This is one of those things that really does concern me. If you have one of these food outbreaks, and it's funny because a lot of times vegetarians will say, see, I don't have to worry about this because all of this illness is carried by animals. Yeah, which often, what do the animals eat? What are many vegetables fertilized with? You're not safe from this, as we saw with the cantaloupe and spinach food contamination issues that we had in the last few years.
Right, and we hate to say that nothing's safe, but in reality, nothing's really safe, is it?
Wow, that's a grim outlook.
I know. I'm sorry for that.